What is going on, Alpha Hunters? It is a terrific Thursday. The market is up about 0.5%. We will take a look at some things. Is today's pop fall through off of yesterday's bottom? Or was today just a retest into a level? Maybe we roll back over. Uh, all right. There we go. That works. All right. There we go. Take a look. Let's dissect this bull or bear here. Um, nice, flat open, not too much. A little bit of a gap down, pretty much flat. Quick pop there on the 5 minute. Rolled over, took out the daily low really quick, and then kind of got a nice little bullish trend that kind of came in here. Up to the high that we put in. Oh, when was this? About an hour and a half ago. About an hour and a half ago. Yep. We've been pulling back ever since, though. We've been pulling back ever since. And dollar and yields are starting to make some noise. And we'll take a look at some of that. All right. So, SPY coming down. Be curious to see how we end out today. You look on the daily. And, obviously we broke down this August 18th low. That was a big deal. We got below 430 here on the SPY. Got a nice bounce yesterday. Nice little lower wick there coming in yesterday. A little bit of a continuation today, but honestly, it kind of looks like we just retested into that 430 level. And it was very quick. We kind of did it, and we came back down. I still think we could. I'm not going to say we will. We could maybe retest right here back into this 430 level over the next couple, early next week, tomorrow, early next week. I think that would be a pretty good retest level. But I also did think 430 would be a pretty good candidate for that retest, and we kind of did get that. So if we sell back down today, get back down to like kind of the daily low area, yeah, maybe we don't retest higher. That might have been it, but we'll see. The other kind of thing that kind of goes along with that is yields. Yields is kind of would correspond a little bit to a pullback on yields before they continue higher. I think if yields pulled back, we'd probably see the market rally a little bit more. So, anyways, that's what I'm thinking. We'll get through all that. Qs, yeah, very strong. People continue to try to buy the dip and everything tech for any reason. Any reason possible. Kind of retesting right there into that 10 daily EMA coming down. Very nice looking retest there. Qs have actually been, I'd say, relatively strong over the past couple weeks here on the sell down that we've had. You can see the SPY clearly is well below August 18th. Q's not as much. Q's, broke it. It broke that August 18th low, but it doesn't like smash through it like it did, like the SPY did last week. So, IWM, very strong action here on the IWM, both yesterday and today. Remember, the IWM actually bottomed Tuesday this week. So we're seeing some strength come into the IWM. Doesn't mean that and I've kind of mentioned this before, I think we're going to get to a period of time where I think the IWM is going to start to outperform the Qs and SPY. And it doesn't mean that they're going to go bullish, but they're just not going to see as much bearishness going forward. So that's kind of way I'm looking at IWM, because they've been. I'll be pretty honest, man. IWM's been dragging some bags of crap around for a little while, and they haven't really been performing all that great. So doesn't mean that they won't go bearish, but I don't think they're going to be hit as hard going forward. And we've seen that here over the past 2 days. DIA. Yeah, see the DIA, nice little lower wick there yesterday. Little lower wick. I mean, that's a monster lower wick. Nice, good upper wick today. How do they look intraday? Yeah, I mean, kind of looks like the SPY. Kind of retested right up into that 200 level. Kind of retested right up into these double bottoms, both of them. And that's why it was so important for the DIA to hold both of these, because now you've basically gotten people that have now probably gone bearish off of these two breakdowns, and it also broke that 200 daily moving average. So, yeah. If we throw an upper wick today, it doesn't mean it might not necessarily mean that we just roll over tomorrow, Monday, but maybe we continue to chop sideways and then break down maybe second half of next week. I don't know. It just depends on how it kind of sets up. Need to see how we kind of finish today. If we finish today kind of up at, oh shit, almost knocked my mouse off. If we finish today kind of up at the upper end or maybe higher, I could definitely see us continuing to retest higher, maybe Friday, early next week, something like that. If we end kind of the middle of pack, break this channel down that we've just put in here over the past like 20, 25, 30 minutes, if we come back down a little bit, I mean, we still might chop sideways. Just bring up an hourly. We still might just chop sideways and then maybe break down later on. But, yeah, it's just not a great time to be aggressive either way, in my opinion. I could make the case of maybe trying to buy the dip here, but if we start to like just chop sideways, I would just close it out, because it seems like we would just eventually just get pushed down. And then to really top it off, if we consolidate here before we get to 4,200, then I think what would wind up happening, right, if we just kind of consolidate it in here, we might just have enough power later on to push right through 4,200, 420 on the SPY, and I think that would be the backbreaker. That would be the backbreaker. It'd be like everybody's going to flip at that point in time. I think 4,200 is going to be a big deal. I think this was a big one. I think this really was a big one. I think that was the start to it. But I think everybody would clearly see this 4,200 breakdown, and I think even retail, a lot of people would just flip the market. Just my take. We're going to see how it kind of plays out here. If we just chop sideways before we break 4,200, not going to be good. Yeah, RSP though. Yeah, RSP is actually not doing too bad today. Kind of good. So it's kind of weird. You got the RSP and the Qs actually outperforming the SPY. You don't typically see that, but I would say energies or financials is probably lagging behind. Energies right there. Utilities is lagging behind pretty good. We'll take a look at utilities. The utilities got smashed yesterday, but they don't hold I would say they don't hold a large weighting. But I'm looking at the utility sector box, and it's actually about the same size as energies. I don't know what's holding the SPY down today. And it looks like probably just both of those sectors, I guess. Okay. All right. VIX, how's the VIX doing? VIX pulling back. So there's another thing, VIX, since it broke out, snagged this high. Now and took out the 200 moving average. Now it's just kind of coming back down to 17, kind of retesting here. Not saying VIX is just going to fall off here, but might just chop sideways, because this this is kind of a little bit more of a clear breakout than this was. So, okay, we'll see. Dollar was very strong yesterday. Definitely not as strong today. Kind of got hit a little bit. No real reason other than the fact that I think people were probably just locking in profits on dollar because dollar. I mean, look at this move on dollar. It was just kind of following a nice steady uptrend. Got a little bit of an outpace here over the past couple of days. A little bit of an outpace there. It definitely did break the low of yesterday, but it might just get in here and consolidate sideways. Just because it's having a pretty big pullback today doesn't mean it's just rolling over. I wouldn't expect it. Gold though breaking down, so that's kind of a big tell on gold though. Gold's gonna go lower because dollar's down today. Gold, silver. Let's check silver real quick. Silver is down. Silver is holding on to the support level around 2050 or so. But GLD is not holding that at all. Just continuing to break down, and that's when dollar's down. So that's not good for precious metals. It was doing pretty good in there the first part of September, but man, this week, gold has gotten hit pretty hard. So I still would like to see dollar gold down around like sub 162. Sub 162, I think would be solid get. 10-year yield. All right, let's talk about it. Everybody's famous internet, not internet, but TV commentator guy. Let me pull it up. Options trading. There we go. All right, let me bring this over. So, I have been talking about for a while about the 10-year yield, about yields going higher. Jim Cramer tweeted this out yesterday. The tyranny of the 10-year yield is relentless. There could be no rally as long as this keeps up. If you've been watching the channel, following, I've been relentlessly talking about yields. Relentlessly. And for the definitely during the month of August, there was some people, even July, there was people saying if yields move higher, it's not going to be a deal, it'll be short-lived. Even if it's short-lived, it doesn't mean it won't cause pain. And we've definitely clearly broken above that October of 22 high, which was about right here. We snagged that high back in August 21st, 22nd. But we didn't hold it, and then obviously we're clearly holding it now, breaking out. And honestly, if the better economic data, the better the stock market does, the more yields are going to go higher, which is not going to be good for the stock market. Like this is just not going to be good for the market. Like we're breaking out, and you need to see yields kind of flatten off and then roll over. But I don't even know how long that would take for that to happen. But it would need to be at least half a month for them just to flatten off. We are getting the yield curve inversion. Just continuing to steamboat higher, man. Just steaming higher. This is mostly to do, you just saw how much the 10-year is basically flat right now, day over day. But it's thrown in a pretty large upper wick. Had a nice little drop off here at around 11 Eastern time. But if you look at the 2-year yield, I mean, the 2 years down, this is what is causing that yield curve inversion. This is what you want to see. You want to see the 2-year yield fall off. But it's for even how much it's pulling back today, it's not really just falling off. It's just kind of more of just chopping sideways up here for the past week. So, yeah. We'll see. HYG broke down past 2 days. Got down to this low area back in March, and you can see like it. I mean, nice, very strong pop today. People a little bit over enthusiastic, maybe. I mean, It's nice. It's been a nice run. It's been a nice run. There's a lot of this is when yields kind of started rolling over, right? Yields started rolling over. Um, Not much else to say really. He's in a pretty good strong buy zone from back in March, so got nothing. The LQD breaking down. It's down even more today. TLT is even worse. TLT is just dropping off. So, yeah, I mean that's just how it's going right now. It'd be interesting to see what happens to yields. And I know we're getting a nice little upper wick here on yields, but if we just come out tomorrow and just push up and get above the upper wick of today, if this is how we end today, like I don't know what the market's gonna do. I just don't think it'll be good. I don't think too many people will be bullish. And I guess my question is do you think we close over 420 for the week? I know it's a bold question because we're around 429. I get it. It's a bold question. I'm not even asking about 430. I'm asking about 420. Be curious to see. Be curious to see. The only reason why I say that is because, well, I mean, we could just retest. That's it. And if we start to roll back over, people aren't going to wait to see us break 420 before they exit. They're going to try and exit as fast as possible because this would just. I mean, people are watching this. People are watching that. We just broke 430 down, and if it was just a freaking retest, yeah, people are monitoring that shit. We're looking at it right now. So, Apple was not doing well this morning. Nice gap down here on AAPL. Traded lower. They were lower. They were negative for the first 2 hours, I believe, of the day. Yeah, roughly 2 hours. They finally got positive right there about 2 hours into the day. Yeah, I still think Apple's going to go lower. It hasn't even gotten to the 200 yet before it's bouncing. I still think it needs to get there first. So, yeah. Anyways, that's Apple. Microsoft sideways here for a few days. Wouldn't really think that that's a super bullish pattern. And I've kind of been interested on the SPY. I'm just curious to see, if we form an upper wick today, if we just chop sideways here over the next, I don't know, several trading sessions or whatever, or if we do retest a little bit higher and then we start to come back down. I think forming the lower wick right there yesterday. I think that could be the bad spot, in my opinion, just because it's just above the 4,200 level. Man, that is such a bad spot. I would have much rather have seen it. Like if you're trying to be bullish, what I would have rather have seen if I was being bullish here is it happen right here at the 200 daily moving average, right here at the 4,200, right here at 420 on the SPY, and it's I would have wanted all of that bounce, boom, and just boop, take off. And not to say that, maybe we do, and I was wrong. Maybe we just happens 2 points higher. But I just, you just don't want to see it consolidate right before a major level. This is a major level. You just don't want to see it consolidate right before a major level because then, too much money changes hands there, and then there's not enough money to then buy the dip or, reject off of whatever level you're consolidating just before you get to. Google, look at Google moving 1.6% today. Nice. Yep. Probably one of the few big tech stocks I would probably just continue to be bullish on. They're the ones that have underperformed the most first half of the year. A lot of scares with AI. We've talked about that plenty of times. Amazon, nice gap down today. Also like AAPL, nice gap down. Let's see, they have getting just beat up here over the past 2 weeks. They gap down 1.5%, 1.6%. Nice gap down. It took them a while to get to positive. Took them about 2 hours 15 minutes or so. 2 hours 20 minutes. Yep. So okay, but they broke that 100 as well. All right, Tesla. Tesla didn't really have a gap too much, which is kind of surprising. They usually, any one of the big tech stocks is going to gap. And I don't really like including Tesla in a big tech stock, but if any one of them uh, does gap, I would say Tesla does oftentimes. Nice run, nice little pullback. This run, while the market was bullish during that time period, it looks like Tesla really got a nice uplift during that time period. Tesla's up 2.7%. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. But you can see Tesla kind of consolidating here over the past couple of days. I think it hasn't really moved away from this kind of like 245, 244 level. I mean, it has. It's gotten all the way down to 235 yesterday, but you can see it's just consolidating here over the past couple of days. So if it continues to consolidate and starts to push lower, it's going to go. I didn't look at Meta. I don't think I did. Meta, man, this thing's freaking nuts with this 300. I really thought yesterday was going to be the breakdown starter, but you can see Meta yesterday when we got that rally in. Let me just zoom out on a 5. Man, we got that rally in yesterday. Like Meta, people just came in and bought it. I don't get it. I don't give a crap. I ain't put my money in the Zuckverse. I'm not gonna touch this thing. But this thing, it's love with the 300 level, man. It is crazy. Like if you're a put seller, or not a put seller, but like an option seller, like, I hope you've been loving it, because there's definitely been a lot of volatility in Meta, the stocks. You've probably been making pretty good penny just selling options around this 300 level, man. I mean, look at this, for like 2.5 months. It's been around this 300 level. Got up to 320, dropped down to 274 ish. So, but here over the past, you can basically say just this month, it's just been right around this 300 level. All right, Nvidia. We'll run through semiconductors and we'll go run through what do you call it? Sector rotation. Nvidia, nice. Yeah, nice. Semiconductors stopped dropping. You can see that about a little bit over a week ago. What day was this? Thursday. A week ago. Last Thursday. So, yeah, semiconductors, or at least Nvidia did. Ooh, AMD, which has been getting beat up good while here. Nice pop there on 5% up day. Yeah, people, you can see the volume this morning. Just people came in and bought that sucker. Nice. Intel up 1.5%. Okay, Intel. AVGO up 1.8%. Looks pretty good. Off the highs though. Micron, I think Micron was down. Yeah, Micron down. I saw that on the heat map. It was down pretty red. Earnings. Totally forgot about that. Earnings. Micron. What the hell? Why are you losing money? How is a semiconductor company losing money? They made $4 billion. They beat revenue. They surprised positive on. Ooh. I'm gonna check something real quick. Earnings. Past 3 quarters, they've been having some issues. Like, what's going on here? Wow, they got really hit on that revenue over the past year. Wow. What's going on here, guys? Figure your crap out. Raise your prices. Kidding, don't do that. That might be why, you know what? That might be why they're getting hit. Semiconductor prices over the past year has been coming down. Might be why they're getting hit. I don't fully pay attention to everything in the semiconductor space, but I do on a high enough level. Micron, though, not too bad. What else is there? Texas Instruments been holding on to a very important level. Yeah, broke. So broke this down. Okay. Yeah, I remember looking at this because it's basically that 160 level. We got about 14, 15 points in here. We're probably continue to move lower. See, and that's what's tough about some of these breakdowns because now they're just retests. And man, it's like you got yields breaking out. There's a lot of things that could be retesting, and I get it. Like in the equity side, like people could be buying the dip here, and I mean, why not? It's worked for much of the past 15 years, except for basically about the past, about year and a half. But man, a lot of things. To me, the biggest thing, the biggest scare right now is yields. That would scare the crap out of me if I was bullish. Texas Instruments, though, not horrible. Not horrible yet. Qualcomm. Qualcomm up 1.9%. Looking pretty good. I forget what. I don't even know if I even looked up what caused this on September 7th. I don't know if it was Apple moved away from some of their chips or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, they this is starting to look pretty good. Got a little bit of a lower high or higher low coming in, higher low coming in there. If they can get through some of these moving averages, the 50, and take out this high, I think that would be a big deal. Yeah, this high from September 15th. If we can get through there, that might not be bad for it. If. I don't like using hedge words, but it's finance. Got to. What else is really going on out there? Okay, sector rotation. Utilities. What is the freaking deal, man? Y'all were looking so good. Like, holy shit. Like, they were looking so good here. The first part of September. I should send that picture to Diet. Jesus, dude. Dominion. My goodness. What is the deal with utilities? Like, no, it's like, is everybody just like, nah, I'm not going to pay my electric bill or something? I mean, that's 6% in 3 days. I don't know, man. That's just mind-boggling to me. Okay. Well, then let's look at sector rotation. Yeah, utilities. My gosh, how good they were looking a couple weeks ago, man. They just look like dog poop right now. All right, there we go. Yeah, utilities, XLU, man, just absolutely getting housed. Energies, um, Staples also underperforming. Healthcare is underperforming. Industrials are underperforming. Jeez. Financials are in line with the market. Tech's outperforming. Real estate. It's kind of interesting about real estate. Communications outperforming. Discretionaries and materials are outperforming. It's kind of interesting about materials, considering precious metals is not doing well. Um, Taking out the gap, yeah, utilities just got beat down on the open. You can see just, I mean, they haven't moved much since the lows that were kind of put in earlier. But yeah, that first about an hour there, It just, yeah, they just got hit. Energies underperforming. Yeah, staples, healthcare, financials underperforming, industrials underperforming. Okay, so real estate kind of in line with the market there. Materials. So materials had a pretty good gap up then, because they're kind of in line with the market, but they were like the day's best performer. Communications, discretionary tech. Yeah, people taking the opportunity to buy up tech. We were seeing that yesterday on. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look right here. Yeah, you can see communications, XLC, XLY, XLK during that little afternoon rally. We can see the three big tech sectors absolutely crushed it. So yeah, it's just kind of continuing into the day. And it's like it's almost like everybody's in the same boat too. It's like how many people can fit into the raft? All right, what do we got here? Mortgage rates hit 23-year high. Jesus. Credit card data shows consumers spent less. Consumers spent less in September. All right. A shutdown would cease production of most government data. Stocks edge higher. Oh, let's go take a look at energy, crude. So CL. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, yesterday it's kind of funny. So ironic, right? So if you're here yesterday, we talked about yesterday's massive move and talking like it was up 3.6% on the day. It was around 4%. We are kind of talking about like usually you get those big moves like that at the end of a move or the beginning or at like some bottoms and stuff like that. It's kind of what happened back over here. You got a 4% day right there, 4% day there. So down to kind of some of these lows, you'll get them quick snapbacks, people closing out bearish positions, or you get the euphoric blow off the top, and because you also had them right here this day, you got a nice little 5% up that day, then it just rolled over. Even on this day, nice 4.7% up. So yeah, it's like just kind of funny how that works. You just look at something and you're like, meh. Kind of seems like that'd be a topper, and it might turn around and just go higher tomorrow. But yeah, but the other thing about crude oil is like gasoline just hasn't been following suit, right? If you've been watching both of them, I mean, gasoline has not been playing ball with the move in crude oil. So one of those two is going to give, and typically the demand side, which is gasoline, it's very difficult for like anything to function and continue to support a price level without demand. And this is the demand. Crude oil. This is the supply, right? So this is mostly impacted by supply. Gasoline is mostly impacted by demand. And gasoline's not being supportive, then it's hard to justify crude oil just continuing to go higher. Now heating oil basically prices diesel and jet, which are gasoline, diesel, and jet. Those are the three big energy byproducts that modern society uses. This heating oil mostly is the marker for diesel and jet. What's really kind of interesting is this is not really being weak. It's not being weak, and a lot of people were saying. I was hearing a lot of people saying over the summer, like diesel was really running high, was climbing. Like diesel was getting more expensive, and that's not good if you're trying to control inflation because diesel going higher is very bad for the economy and consumers because so much is transported by using diesel fuel. So much. It is so difficult. So this is just a difficult it's like a stranglehold on the economy. Um, yeah, it. I'm trying to really kind of wrap my head around crude oil moving as bullish as it has been, gasoline which hasn't, and then heating oil which kind of has just been kind of lackluster. I mean, it's been trending higher over the past couple months, but it's not like crude oil, and it's not moving bearish like gasoline. So gasoline is very much the consumer. It's the consumer demand. Um, Diesel, heating oil futures. This is very much more of economic activity demand, and it says honestly this is what I'm kind of getting at. It says the consumers are being very selective on how they spend their money right now, and it doesn't seem like they're driving. It doesn't seem like they're driving. It seems like they're buying goods, which is why you're still seeing freight fuel probably still hold up. That's just the way I look at it. There could be many factors that kind of go into that. Ooh, we're seeing some selling coming in. Yes, we are past 10 minutes. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be very curious to see how we close today. Because if we close today and all today winds up being was just a retest into that 430 level, and then we come down, end at the lower ends of the day, let's just say from the open of today, just hypothetical, down to 420, right there is 1.3%. So that is easily accomplishable in one day of trading. And really, all the market would have to do is get down 0.75% and break yesterday's low. I think if that happened tomorrow, we would close below 420. I think it would happen. Just me spitballing a crappy idea. I wouldn't bet the house on it because I can also see people just sitting right under that level right there trying to buy the dip. But if we do even if we do come down, and even if we do come down tomorrow and get down and just barely take that out, and then we bounce here early next week, I mean, all it is it still continues the lower trend path, and then you're just going to set up some crap like that where you're just going to chop sideways, and it's going to buy some time for maybe a week, and then it's just going to eventually break down. So that would be what, like, if you want to see market chaos, that's what you want to see. You want to see that breakdown. The sooner the better, because it just, I mean, everybody would just flip the hell out. I like seeing chaos. I like seeing real life drama, even though I don't watch the real Housewives. Seeing that shit play out in real life, man. It's funny, man. You see people flip out. It's sometimes you just gotta enjoy it and just smile. And it sucks. Like we'll all lose a little bit of money. Like we're all invested in the long term bullishness. I get it. But man, sometimes people lose their freaking minds, and you just gotta enjoy the little wins in life like that. But I would rather get the clear signal sooner the better that we're gonna go lower, and I also want to get the bear market over with. That's just kind of where I stand. This bear market's been crappy. It's been fun. It's been good. It's always a learning experience. This rally did definitely miss this shit. And it sucked. But it happens. Like, that's why you learn. You're always learning in the market. It'll always teach you and be humble. Other than that, man, I'm tired of philosophy. What else? Anybody got anything you want to look at? See if, what else was going on? Energy stocks popped in Q3. Is it too late to get in? I wouldn't touch them. Gasoline does not support energy stocks. If gasoline's not being supportive, I just wouldn't touch it. I get crude oil's doing okay, but that's because OPEC keeps cutting production as much as they can. But demand is so lackluster for energy. Shut down. Yeah, Microsoft tight-lipped about in-house AI chips. Woo. Oh, all right. I would. I mean, I would like to get some more information about that, but obviously we're not going to get it. Microsoft's going to be tight-lipped about it. Um, I wonder if they're like working with something. Somebody see, does it say anything like that? Microsoft didn't deny that it's looking to make its own chips. Oh, because they've been working with, yeah, Nvidia and AMD. Wow. Okay. Kevin Scott. I'm guessing this guy who's got fingernail flicking problems apparently. Chief Technology Officer and Executive Vice President of AI at Microsoft speaks on stage during Vox Media 2023. Okay, so apparently this guy's like an AI dude. Microsoft hires people that knows what the hell's going on. So, all right, I was kind of hoping to see if it would say like they were working. Hold on. Scott was also cagey about whether Microsoft would ever move on or diversify away from Nvidia's partnership, such as pursuing chips from AMD. Okay, so I know like Microsoft's got a couple of partnerships. They partner with their gaming stuff with AMD, uh, and I guess they partner with AI. Currently partnered with AI on the Nvidia side. Okay. Um, So for us, it's a big, complicated software stack, but the only part the customer sees is the API interface. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, what he said. I don't give a crap about your software. I care about how I interface with it. Um, I got nothing else. I really don't. I'll be curious to see maybe just how we close today. Philip Morris. So staples just have not been performing well at all over the past like 2 weeks. They've just been getting beat up. But man, look at this Philip Morris move, like just breakdown over 5 days of trading. Look at this retest. I would say this is a retest. A very quick, very snappy retest back up into these double bottom lows. Yeah, it filled this gap too. Let me see. Did it fill it? The low 93.36. What's the high today? 93.40. So it filled this gap too. This gap down that it had. Was that Monday to Tuesday? I that's not exactly what you want to see. I want to see more of a base out. Unless you get the follow through next couple days up, that's just going to be a quick retest. And I would look. I mean, you're probably going to look to see that roll back down. But yeah, I'm just the thing I'd be most curious to see is how we close today on the market. How are yields doing? Yields came down a little bit, not back down to the daily low. Dollar's been rallying a little bit off the daily bottom, pulled down a little bit over this hour, popped here recently. But yeah, I would just want to know how we close today. If we close back down, if we break this lower wick right here that we put in over the past 10 minutes, I would say tomorrow there's a good chance that we sell off tomorrow, and it could get nasty because if we get back down to this low and take that low out, I think there's a real shot we close below 420. But if we hang up above this level where we are now and up, we'll probably just retest a little bit higher here over the next couple of trading sessions. Back up maybe into this low would be a very solid spot, 433. That's currently where the 10 EMA would be. Yeah, but that's just kind of the way I see it. Even if we do close like right here, it still sets up like for us to just chop sideways first. And if we start to chop sideways for a couple days, um, I would start to look to be bearish before it breaks down, because especially if you're going to use options, because you're going to want to get in on the sideways movement before the volatility picks up on the breakdown. That would be too late. Like, your volatility would just be really high. Not to say you wouldn't make money if you probably did do that. Just you're going to want the best win to reward. You're going to want to do it when the volatility is the lowest. But we'll continue to monitor that. Yeah, just curious to see how we end the day. That's it. It made sense that we finally were resting. I mean, we've had several days down. We got a nice little lower wick that came in yesterday. Looks like a quick retest of 430 so far. Very much going to depend on how we close today, and what dollar starts to do. Dollar's been pushing higher, breaking several months of highs, going basically all the way. This is the highest the dollar's been since all the way back to December. So that and yields, man. Yields have a very clear breakout over the past year high. So if they just kind of just come down one day and then it can start to continue to bounce, I mean, all this was a retest, which to me makes a lot of sense for dollar and yields actually both to retest lower. And then what would coincide with that? Stock market retesting higher. And then, yields and dollar probably would continue higher. Stock market would continue bearish. There you go. That'd probably be the game plan. But that's what I'd be looking for. But I'd just be curious to see if that's going to happen now. And if the stock market sells back down today, that retest might have happened today. But it's really kind of difficult to play. I wouldn't even play it like that. I would wait and see if we get the sideways consolidation. Like, that's what I would be game busters for, because breaking this level would be, everybody would see it. Everybody would be very aware of it. Huge psychological number. Everybody would be out. Alpha Hunters, have a great rest of your day. Take care.